The first yes means more when you heard a lot of no's. And I definitely heard a lot of no's. In music and music business, it's rejection is just a part of it. You send something out and you don't hear back, or you think a song is ready and someone passes on it. You get your hopes up over an opportunity and then nothing happens. And even when you try to not take it personally, it's really hard not to. Because when you send out music, you're not just sending just a file. It's basically like hours of your life. Like you're sending all these hours that you put into this track. So when the answer is no, or worse, even if it's silence, it can really mess with you. And there were definitely times where I questioned if I was close or if I was just convincing myself I was close. And that's the weird part of just building something. You need belief before there's proof. But belief gets tested when nothing is coming back. And for me, this is when my track in 2016 called Closer was a big moment for me and a milestone. It was signed by Too Loud Music on their label, Playbox Music. And it got support from Tomorrowland, hit the Beatport Top 10. It gave me one of those moments where I could finally say, okay, maybe this is actually working. And I don't say that like everything changed overnight. It didn't. But that moment for me mattered because after enough rejection, one real yes can kind of shift something in you. Not because it fixes all the doubt, but because it gives you proof that the doubt isn't the whole story. And for me, that was important. It made the work feel real in a different way. All the unfinished ideas, all the bad versions. Suddenly, there was a sign that it wasn't for nothing. But the honest part is a first win also brings pressure. Because once something works for you, you immediately wonder if you can do it again. Was that luck? Can I follow up? Is this the start of something bigger? What happens now? And that pressure can steal the moment from you if you let it. And I think, creatives are really bad at just letting ourselves appreciate anything. We spend so much time chasing the next thing that when something finally happens, we barely pause. And for me, like I've done it a lot. But looking back, I'm trying to see that moment for what it was. A door opened, not the final door, not something magical ending, but just like a door. And after a lot of no's, that matters. It reminded me that rejection isn't always the end of the story. Sometimes, the right yes just takes longer than you want it to. And sometimes one yes is enough to help you keep going. For me, that was my track Closer. It was my first signed release, 2016, got major support. Not certainly, but it was a signal. And at that stage, a signal meant everything.